And we up. Got an excellent connection. Excellent. Let me just see. Okay, cool. And copy that. And hop over to the D. At everyone. Finishing up. Not so excited. Finishing up art direction stuff with a capital A and a capital D for Moscow. Boom. Something like that. Yes. Send. Okay. And we'll pop out the chat. Okay, holy smokes, let's get back in it. Oh, and this needs to stay on top and be nice and tiny. And this should go over here like that. And we'll focus on this. I think that's good. Okay, so stay down here. Like that. All right, so last time I was working on this, we got all the places down. So there's gonna be the agency, there's gonna be GUM, which is gonna have 6 different places. Then it has the hotel, the park, and then streets stuff. So pretty standard. And then I also solved my problem by having 6 different stores, while sort of cutting back on the work for myself by making them have all the same interior and exterior. So the only thing that's really different is the stuff that'll be inside of them, like the things that they're selling, which, you know, might mean some additional prop stuff. Nothing out of the ordinary that I wouldn't have to, or probably no more objects than I normally would have had to make for 2 stores in any of the other cities. So for example, the bakery one will have like the little glass canister, which I could reuse from Paris because Paris has a bakery. A flower shop, just make some buckets that I'll shove flowers in. And yeah, tables for these places. The apparel will have like clothing racks. Stationery will also probably just be tables and shelves. A lot of these places really are just like shelves with different shit on it, so they can even share the same shelves. Excuse me, just have a bit of allergies right now. And appliances, same thing. Toy store, same thing. Okay, so let's start off by naming the things that we're gonna have at the bakery. So the bakery, I'm probably just gonna reuse the stuff from Paris. So let's see, what is it? The foods one. It's just the one place that has a multitude of things, right? Come on. This one. And then, why show me the gallery? Show me the gallery. View all stores. Huh. Wasn't I looking at the gallery before? Well, it's not true, because I already know it's going to be the bakery that I'll reuse. Okay, so from there, I could go, let's see, if any of these other things... What is this? Cafe, all cafes and restaurants. Foods. Huh. Weird how it has this cafes and restaurants. All cafes and restaurants. Okay, is there a bakery around here? Bosco Cafe, Champagne Bar. Probably just a cafe, right? Like that's the same. Probably has the same similar setup as a bakery. Yeah, like see all these baked goods. That's true. Actually, this one could just be like a square thing. I guess maybe one of these dishes, right? One of those ones with the little dome, the dome-shaped ones. Perhaps it needs tables. Let's see. Or you know what I'll do? This place won't be a sit down and eat place. It'll be like a get your shit and go place. So it'll just kind of be mostly empty space. Okay. So I'll take... can I not? Open a new tab. Cool. Hold on, let me move this wire really quick. Okay. Much better. So take this. Gum Bakery will have the honestly, I don't even think I should just take one from here. What do you call that? Like the pastry platter container thing? Right, a glass cake dome. Dome. Cake plate dust cover. I want more stuff like that. Pastry dome. Aha, there we go. So one like this kind of. More down here. Like that. This one's good. No. Here we go. Yeah. Okay. Is it comparable to that other one? The one I was just looking at? Yeah, very, very similar. Copy image address, and I'll call this pastry dome. What do you call that? Cake plate with dome lid. I'll call it a cake dome. Okay. Cake dome. And what else do you have at the place? The you have this thing. Let's say like bakery. And I'll pull up the ones that just have everything across on one level is what I'm looking for, but maybe slightly canted. Kind of like this, maybe. More like this. That's closer. So this might just be a me job. This might not be something that I pass off to Tupadar. I think I'll just do this one because it's more just about the interior, like, you know, the actual, the building's structure itself. Yeah, I'll just put it like, I'll just take this, copy image address to row above, and call this pastry case. Oops. And pastries. Oops. Pastries. Okay, but that's for me to do. Oh, also, I want to make sure, does this stuff go through at this? Okay, cool. What else do you have in the bakery? If I'm not going to have chairs and tables, like I might put chairs and tables later, but I'm going to skip it for now to see if the place can work well enough as a sort of like a stop and go kind of situation. Perhaps What it does need, maybe I'll take this. Open image, a new tab. Copy image address. Maybe what it does need, insert one above, is pastries. Like fucking duh, bro. Pastries. Okay, and I'll just change this really quick. Pastry case. Yeah. So then I can even probably jack some of these and throw them in Paris. Do we have that noted in Paris? We only have the grocery stand. Okay, at the cafe. Right, because I'm going to model the eclair. All I was going to have there was croissants and eclair. But now in Moscow, we're going to have a bunch of shit. Does that make sense? Is that, like, fucking wrong? So for the note, I'll say 1 cake, 1 triangle cake, 1 circle cake. Yeah. Does this lead me? Good. Okay, I think, is that the bakery? Is that pretty much the bakery? Let's just say it is, okay? And I'll do more shit later on if I need it. If we go to this place, no. Actually, yeah, this is probably a good, because it's a cafe. It's just tables and stuff when you're not actually looking at what they're selling. Okay, and then Coffee Mania, which one were we looking at? Was it this place? So, what about this one? Okay. Okay, not what I'm looking for. This one, Coffee Mania, and I think that's it. Yeah, don't care about that look. And this is the one that had some of these things too, but again, they're getting it to go, so none of this shit needs to be around. And you'll just assume that they're making it in a part of the building that's inaccessible. So what that means is that what I could do is probably move this here, and then I'll say that the interior building, that I'll put a note for myself that says like excuse me. I'll push the back wall forward to suggest like bakery or like kitchen. Yeah. And this one is also just for me. Okay. Because I don't really dig this aesthetic very much. It'll just be a counter. And that's something I can kind of wing once I decide what the sort of interior aesthetic of things is going to be, like what the wall pieces and all that. So, gonna hang tight on that for a second. I think, yeah, it's gonna be like wood stuff. And let's see, next is the flower shop. So I can close this. I'm gonna put this up here just in case I need this reference later. Okay, gonna close that. And I'll keep that open for a sec. Here's the toy store. Oh, there isn't really, is there a flower shop? Gifts and souvenirs for... Can I do all stores? Yeah, here we go. And then I think it's the same thing as this. If we're on all stores, can I search flowers? Floral? Do they not have flowers here? Maybe not. Search flowers. Just, okay. So modern day GUM doesn't have doesn't have a flower shop. So that means I'll go to Getty for that. 1960s flower shop. Trying to get an interior one. This one. 1970s flower shop. Might just have to search plain old flower shop. Or could you search like 1960s florist? Okay, flower shop. It is really just about kind of shoving a bunch of flowers inside of like vases and buckets, huh? I guess there's a table where they cut stuff. I'll put that, and let's take a look at that one. This is kind of doing it. Okay. Tables, I guess. Copy image address. Flower shop. Let's put insert one row above. Insert one row above. My yoke is heavy. How's it going, my yoke is heavy? Which city is this for? This is for Moscow. So everything labeled GUM or gum, however you say that, is going to be one shop inside of the shopping center, the GUM shopping center. Flower shop. How's it going? How you doing? Flower shop, interior building. We'll call this like tables and shelves. Okay. And that's only for me. Get rid of that. Okay. And then I'll put another one in here. Call this one like prep table. Okay. Yeah, it's like, what do you call these? Like more shelves. So copy image address. Maybe I put like shelves. Shelves and buckets. Shelves, buckets, vases. I'm fine, and you doing pretty good. Glad to hear you're doing fine. I am also fine. I'm drinking some sparkling water that I got from Chipotle, and I'm gonna wrap up. For sure, gonna wrap up Moscow tonight. Like, I made sure to eat before the stream so I could stay nice and satiated and have a clear head and actually get through this because I want to finish it today. I worked on some official Hutong tutorials today and was like, cool, I got some things spinning. Gonna try to work more on Hutong tutorials this week. And I just wanted to get this out of the way so I don't have to think about it. So when I do all my Hutong stuff, I can just come back and actually get to modeling, you know? So it's gonna be a good one tonight. Especially since this damn thing is art directing itself. Hell yeah, how many cities left after that? None. That's it. Last one. See, we got DC. Even though things aren't colored here, like, you know, I say green box is complete, like all this shit's complete, mostly, pretty much. There's a few things in here that I still need to model, but DC's done. I've already labeled that as like, it is at the like 80 or 90% mark, so that's ready to get imported to Unity. London, same thing. Like, so many things here are basically done. I'm gonna import it to Unity. Paris, this one, a lot of it has already been modeled because that's something I started a long time ago. I'm just sort of changing the assets and stuff. I don't know if you were there for that stream where I was like showing how I used to build the city with modular assets, but now I'm sort of changing the workflow so it's not modular. So it's a step in a different direction, but I get to reuse a lot of the things that I already built. So Paris is very close to being done, and Studio Tubinar is already also taking care of some of the things that need to get checked off here. So we're looking good on this one. And then Berlin, all these things, the whole spreadsheet is also all filled out. This tells us everything that we need. So hopefully there's no bumps. We could just literally go one item at a time, just check them all off. And then once we get to the bottom of this list, Berlin will also be done. Morocco, same thing. All the reference images and details of how to model it, all filled out. It's all here ready to go. And now I'm on Moscow, which is mostly, I think, gonna make itself. I think it's pretty straightforward at this point. I think I was able to cut back on a lot of the work by making that design choice of having all the places inside the mall look the same. And all they do is they just sell different stuff. So hopefully we get through today pretty quickly. So after this chunk of the spreadsheet is done, I'm gonna hop over to Paris spreadsheet page and just start modeling. So yeah, I may have been there. I like putting these streams on drawing or something. Right on. Yeah, it's nice having company during this stuff. It's fun. It's fun horsing around with you guys. So I think I'm done with the bakery and now I'm on the flower shop. So the shelves, buckets, and vases, cool. That one's this, so I can close this. And I think even this, I don't need it anymore. So I'm pretty sure the flower shop is done. I'll say like, maybe like a 1960s cash box, because some places didn't have like a register necessarily. Well, I guess this place is in GUM, so it should have like a modern Russian cash register. So maybe I'll have one cash register that all these places use. Sometimes I think about you know what? Okay, we're just gonna make one more cash register. There's this stuff. I was watching, I think it's this one. One of these videos, I think there is footage of somebody exchanging money, and I just don't remember. Okay, so yeah, look at, they're exchanging money. She's using this old style calculator. What do you call these? So that could be interesting to just have that laying around. Right? Like, what if we put, but it's so weird that the rest of the places would also use that. And then there's just the stands where they're literally just like, you don't need a calculator. It's just like, give me the fucking money. See, he's like, she's doing the math for him. I hope she's ripping them off. Just retexture an old register. Yeah, you can. and I might. We already have a couple cache registers because I modeled one and Studio Tubinar modeled one, and they're both. I'm gonna use both of them. So I might just do that. Unless I see, because all I want to see though, like if I came here and saw some radically different, like that calculator that she's using, that's like radically different, you know. But also it's like, I don't think every place in GOOM is using that. I think it's more of like, it's like the people out in the center of GOOM, you know, they're not actually in like if you have space inside like your own room, I don't know what you would call that, but like, you know, like, yeah. So, all right, we'll just skip it. A slide rule. That's not a slide. It's called a old-fashioned calculator. Is it called a slide rule? I thought it was like antique calculator. Abacus. There we go. This is called an abacus. Yeah, an abacus is a little wooden calculator. I could search like 1960s Russian cash register. If I find something that's very like, ooh, that is so Russian, then maybe I'll use it. The thing that's interesting here is some of these seem actually like genuinely more modern than the other ones. Old Soviet cash register. That is pretty fucking Soviet. Look at that shit. This thing is like offensive and aggressive. Abacus is a way tighter name. Yeah. Soviet excellence. Photo of an old Soviet. Is there more? Is that it? Ah. Okay. Open image, new tab. All right, I'll put this in here. GOOM. I'll give everybody this cash register. Soviet cash register. Soviet cash. Okay. That's now I have peace of mind. What were we? In the flower shop. Okay, I think that's about it, right? Do I need a bouquet? Shelves, bucket vases. Like, am I gonna need to actually model? I'm gonna need to, yeah, let's get some of these things out of the way. So, how do you spell bouquet? Bouquet of flowers? Oh, nice. Perhaps the answer, though, is already in here. Nah. What is it like in, like, Bouquet of Flowers gangster movie? Or Chow Yun... Oops. Chow Yun Fat. Isn't there like a movie where... Oh, you know what it is? It's Chow Yun Fat Gun Roses. Wow, how am I not getting any results for this? Maybe it wasn't Chow Yun Fat. Maybe it was, what's his name? Well, what if I just search like John Woo? Gun flowers. Gun hidden in flowers. All right, fuck it. Don't need that. We'll just have like maybe it's a good way to automate this, to make like two types of flowers, 3 types of flowers. Did Terminator 2 rip that? Oh, Terminator 2, huh? That's right. Terminator 2 flowers gun. Oops. Gun. Right. This is like a classic thing. Like more movies have done this. Oh, I gotta see this. Let's put this over here. And there it goes. Nice. Just so I don't get DMCA strikes. Okay. Nice. Good call, my oak is heavy. So I'll put definitely like flowers. I mean roses, right? We'll have like there's like a rose. Well, rose bud, right? When it's like closed. And then there's rose blooming, right? And then there's, I'm just gonna search other flower heads. Maybe like a tulip. Tulips also look very similar. What's the other like style? Like a daisy? Yeah. Bouquet of daisies. Okay. It's mixed in with roses though. I just want one. Here we go, just daisies. Okay, copy image address. And then this is bouquet, daisies, daisies. And for the note, it's just the flowers, no vase or container. Okay. And then we'll have, you know what I'll do is probably just like bouquet of roses. Just the flowers, no vase or container. And give me one separate single daisy that I can mix with other flowers. Okay, and then the same thing here is bouquet of roses. And we'll call this roses. What's a good looking bouquet of roses? I have a very specific image of, I guess it's this. Okay, open image, new tab. Yep, copy image address. This is such an awkward image. Why is it like that? Oh. Same as the daisies. Just the flowers, and then give me one single separate that I can mix with different flower types. Dusty Wee says, "What's up? What's up, Dusty Wee? How's it going?" Yo, Dusty Wee's making a pretty rad, rhythm-based, like platformer. Maybe Metroidvania. I don't know what you would call it, but like it's a 2D sort of action game, and it's like rhythm based, and it's looking really good. The animation is out of control, and also just the idea of it being rhythm based is super cool. How's it going, man? How you doing, Dusty Wee? Okay, the flowers are there. Cool. Bouquet. Chillin'. Misanthropist Big says, "Cool. What's up, Misanthropist Big?" Always, it's such a hard one to. It doesn't roll out of the lips so easily. Misanthropist Big. How's it going? How you doing? Okay, flower shop. I think that's about it for the flower shop. Now we can go into the cosmetic spot. So in here, let's see if we could find one here. That would be nice. What would you call that? Like a makeup store? Nice. There actually is some shit here. Okay, cool. Give me some more. Nice, just like that. Fucking perfect. I love the striped floor. Maybe there could be a little panache that I put on some of these places if it's not too much. Okay, that seems like it's about it, right? This and this. Oh, and that one. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Dusty B says, stop. I'm all right. Was just playing games. Tight. What were you playing? Look at this guy. Jeez. It is pretty straightforward, huh? I don't know if I'm gonna design my place like this. You know what I will take though? Let's see, copy image address, and then an interior. I'll call this like a glass case. And this one could be used for other shit. Like you could see he has jewelry in there. You could put all sorts of shit in there. So, let me see. Are there any better ones though? This is pretty good. I like these shelves. But this is probably better. Maybe. This is looking pretty good. I like this. This one's the best though. I love this. These ones are okay. I'm gonna close that. This is kind of the shit. Okay, I'll put on here. Cosmetics and perfumery. Insert one row above. Insert one row above. The thing about this place that I like is the little, what do you call it? Like a spinny shelf. Okay. And I guess, yeah, I'll just keep that for now. Close this. This one is probably how they should look. So in the back, what I could do is copy image address and then put this one like, let me see, interior building. I'll have this one called like the back wall shelf. And potentially the cabinet. The cabinet's like, that kind of seems like a staple, but I love this shit so much more. The stuff where it's like these cylinders out in the middle of the room. So copy image address, and I'm gonna call these like, what would you call these? Like product display cylinders. Okay. hexagonal. Is it hexagonal? Hexagonal? How the fuck do you spell this? Hexagonal. Hexagonal. Okay. Hexagonal. Cool. Shelf. Okay. These are interesting. But it's kind of like it starts getting a little special, right? Because you have the floor and all that. It kind of blends in. It works all as its own place. But if I'm going to be modeling every store's interior the same, since they're all part of the shopping center, then that kind of throws things off. And that could be a lead domino. It could be like, oh, well, it's just one store that I'm designing its own little special way, and then that ends up being all of them. So that's a slippery slope I gotta watch out for. Okay, and then this one I'll have as, let me see, copy image address. This will be for the actual products. Okay, so it's like you have like tub / bottle / container / vial / box. Okay, I think that's like all of them. Okay, so some of these things, it's like they're just like weird miscellaneous skin products, and then I'll have other actual like nail polish and foundation or whatever the hell. But that I'll figure out later, because that starts becoming more about functionality. I think though, with all that, that means that makeup is done. What is this? Okay. So that is the, oh, you know what? No. 1960s perfume. Okay, gotta get some of these in. Coco Chanel. I'm looking for a little bit more variation. If I can get a picture of like several, like kind of like this, several different spray bottles, that would be nice. A lot of these look very similar. Oop, something like this. Or maybe even this one. This one. And this one. Okay. Oh, and that one. Cool. So I'll put copy image address, perfume, cologne, 1. Okay. Copy image address, perfume, cologne, 2. You know what? And I'll do these ones because it's too much to sort through. I'm not trying to give all this to Tubinar. Copy image address, perfume, cologne, 3. Perfume, cologne, 4. Copy image address, perfume, cologne, 5. Copy image address. Come on. 6. Whew. All right. And I'm gonna make these blue because I'm doing them. And next we have Apparel, so fancy shoes, fancy clothes, shoes, glasses, hats, watches, jewelry, etc. Fancy clothes, shoes. Okay, so looking for 1960s clothing store. What I'm kind of thinking is maybe that this place, what it does specifically is sell suits. Like maybe it's like when I say fancy clothing, what I really mean is like proper suits and dresses and stuff. Excuse me. Christ. Ooh, something like this. Okay. Something like that. Bunch of racks of suits, coats. The thing is, I'm only really familiar with what it would look like to go shopping for a man, because that's all I've ever really done. I don't really know what it would look like. Like, what does it look like for the women? Should I search a department store, maybe? I'm gonna finish searching these last. 1960s clothing store. You probably do have to search like department store, because what I'm thinking of is like The Master. That movie, The Master. More suits. Okay, yeah. So if you search like 1960s department store, like they're gonna have other shit, but I think hopefully they'll show us. Yeah, like you need mannequins. Yeah, there you go. There you go. And it's a little bit bigger than the shops of Gum, but let's see. Oh, that's so funny. Making mannequins. Oh my god, the mannequins for the game. Because they're just stick figures. Come on, like, I want to see like. I don't know what kind of results you would get if you just searched 1960s women's clothing, but I think I'm gonna have to try it out in just a second if I don't get more results. Excuse me. Oh, the jewelry thing. I'm gonna have to put that in there too. Come on. Okay. Some of it is on racks, just like going to get suits for a man. So maybe that's all it is, just on racks. I'll put that in there. I don't know what I was expecting. Like, duh, yeah, of course shit would be on racks. Do these ones, the circular ones. So there's ones along the wall, but there's also the little circular ones in the middle of the store. Is this gum? Oh, look, it's gum. Did I not think of searching gum here? It says bubble gum because they think that's funny. Anyways, I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole just yet. Lastly, I'll search just one more page, and then I'm gonna search shoes, because it is a bit of a different layout if you're going to shop for shoes. Yeah, 1960s. So it's spelled G-U-M. It's like gum, but it means what is it? What does it actually mean? It's an acronym. GUM USSR. It means it's an abbreviation of Russian, and I don't know how you say that, which literally translates to Main Universal Store. So it's whatever universe something magaz something. GUM. How do you say that? The thing is, I have zero understanding of Russian pronunciation, so that really was like I'm not gonna even fuck with that. Yeah, so GUM is the department store. That's what this place is. Oops. So in Memories of a Spy, when you go to Moscow, you have the park, and then across the street from the park, you can enter GUM, which is the big shopping center, and then you have these 6 different little stores, and then you can also go upstairs, and there's more stores, 6 stores over here too. You can cross these little bridges, and these are all the little department stores. So different things: flower shop, toys, cosmetics and perfume and stuff like that, clothes, a bakery, etc. Did I type in 1960s shoes store? Just gotta find. Oh, look at this, record shops. That would have been nice. Oh man, where is this? Teenagers looking at a record shop, but where? Doesn't tell me where. I don't think I would have used this as reference, but good to know. Okay, shoe shop. Okay, there's like a rack of shoes. These are all wooden. Oh, here we go. There's a London shoe shop. See, that's like bargain. It's like it says bargain shoes, and like you can already tell, right? Like when shoes are lined up like that. That is a very different thing from when you walk into a place that aligns their shoes like this, or like this maybe. That is a massive shoe. Holy shit. What's this? Interior of a salon. That is a fancy ass. Jesus Christ, what is that place? Okay. But where's the fancy? Ah, here we go. This doesn't look fancy. Maybe something more like this. All the photos too end up being window displays. Here we go. Here's some actual ones in Warsaw. Nice. Getting closer. So this is what a proper Soviet. I mean, it's Warsaw, so it's probably much closer to what we want. And it's actually already looking much more like that as well. Perfect. Perfecto. What about this one? Could even do this. It's gonna be a combination of those two. Nice. All right, one more page. And there should be little chairs, so presumably you try them on there. And this one. I think that's it. Perfect. All right. Frank Reynolds, how's it going? What is up, Frank? It's going well. It's very smooth. This doing research for Moscow so far. I hope I don't curse it. Knock on fake wood. So far, it's been art directing itself. Like even right now, I totally just got handed this photo for free. I wasn't even looking for it, but it's like a shoe shop in Warsaw. So it's like, all right, it's like, it's not the USSR, like fucking right in the thick of it, but I imagine that the cosmetics are similar. So I can close this because that's obscured. I could use this for the window display. So let's see, copy image address, and let's see, insert one row above. How you doing, Frank? What are you up to? So like communist buildings. Yeah, fake communism, the fascist kind. So I'll put interior building here first, but then I'll put like window display, and this one will have shoes. Close it. I don't know what that is, but I want to save it, so I'm just gonna copy image address, close it, put it down here, and say, I don't know what this is, but I like it. And make sure that our man at Tubenard doesn't touch it. Where was I? Here, shoes. Okay, then you have the wall of shoes. This is the shoe shop in Warsaw. Copy image address. And this one is interior shoe displays. Wall of shoes. Okay, I could close that. I found a great paratrooper uniform on Sketchfab, so I don't have to model every piece of gear they carried. Right on. That is the shit right there. Yeah, you gotta figure out all the tricks to keeping it hyper unique and of you, while also cutting back on work. I'm just gonna close my windows. Hold on. How's the project going overall, Frank? Okay, we got another interior shoe display. Copy image address. Is this interior shoe display? Yeah. So this one is like center shoe display. And this is another one that's basically the same thing, and I'm just gonna go ahead and say no thank you. And same thing with this, we already have that. And now for the clothes. Also not big on that one. Okay, but this one. This is men's interior clothes display. Okay, and this will be men's clothes section. And then we have a mannequin, jewelry, women's clothes section. Copy image address, women's clothes section. And copy image image address, center circle, or I'll just call this circular racks. Don't really like the rest of that. Gonna close that. And jewelry, mannequins, here we go. Copy image address. Perhaps 1960s mannequins, is that how you say it? What's weird that I just learned is I think mannequins didn't always have the same definition. Mannequin refers to an often articulated doll used by artists, tailors, dressmakers, window dressers, and others especially display or fit clothing and blah, blah, blah. Previously, the English term referred to human models and muses, a meaning which still retains in French and other European languages, the meaning as a dummy dating from the start of World War II, which is, yeah, I didn't know that. So I knew that they used to have live models, but I didn't realize that they called those people mannequins, and that's where that comes from. Frank says, it's not going too bad. I still have a long way to go. I'm modeling trees, grass, and other environmental shit right now. Right on. That's when you have foliage down, that's such a quick way, because you make things once, maybe twice, add a little bit of variation. I don't know, maybe you are doing more, but like that's such a fucking cheap, quick, easy, and like yeah, like not to devalue the amount of work, because trust me, I know how much work it takes that goes into like making that stuff. But like once you do that and you just fill out a whole scene with that, you just duplicate all these trees, fill out a whole place with the grass or bushes or some stuff like that. It's a good way to kind of like fill out the scene first to kind of kick things off. So mannequin, maybe I search. There's this one, and they are actually showing some proper like doll mannequins, but so many of them are living women. Okay, I only needed a couple. This is fine. Circular racks, this one. Copy image address. We'll call this one row above. Mannequins. And then mannequins. I know it's mannequin, but I'm just, you ever like just spell while you're spelling something, you have to like say it the way it's spelled. I guess I'll even take this one. Copy image address. 2. Okay. Don't need that one. And then this one is jewelry. Copy image address. And we'll put jewelry. Racks. Oh, rack and display. It's hard to imagine what else you would have other than, oops, did I do this right? Yeah. It's hard to imagine what else you'd use other than this. I'll still search 1960s jewelry store. How does Google want me to spell it? Jewelry, all right. I know I could be searching just jeweler, but Okay. I like this one. Do I do yellow or blue? Let's do blue. Oops. And these ones definitely just are behind a counter. Copy image address, close it. Counter. Cool. I think so. Fancy clothes, shoes, glasses, hats. How do they have that? 1960s hat store. I've been doing a ton of research, and when I was reading about the liberation of Paris, I learned about Simone Seguin. Simone Seguin. Simone Seg. How do you say that? Also invited her non-digger as a former French resistance fighter served in stealing a bicycle from a German female military messenger, which she then used to help carry messages. Yeah, nice. She was a badass French resistance fighter. I'm going to put a tribute to her in my scene. Nice, nice. She does seem badass. That's rad. That's rad. Oh, hat store. Right. How do you put up hats? I guess like that. Just like, not much to that one. 1960s hat store. I'm gonna go ahead and trust that. Oh, there's that too. That the methods by which we display our hats to sell have not changed in a century. And I'm just gonna search. I'm just gonna search hat store. Okay. God, they take up a lot of space, huh? There's kind of that. I like this more. They're on a wall. Yeah, let's do the wall one. So my choice was this one. This is weird. Versus... not that one. I like this one. Here we go. Copy image address. Mr. Chambers says, evening. Good evening, Mr. Chambers. How you doing? Frank Reynolds says, excuse me. Good evening as well. I ran out of soda water. How you doing, Chambers? What's going on? What are you up to? Ran out of normal water too. I'm gonna get it parched. Copy image address. And we'll put hats display. Hats interior display. This place has it all. Hats, jewelry, clothes for men and women. Oh, it's gotta have watches. Hats, shelves. Okay. Last thing on this list is 1960s watches. How else do you say that? Timepiece? Do I have to search timepiece or something? Watch store? Doing well. Just working on another animation for Game Grumps. Oh, right on. That's sick. Do you talk to like Aaron and I feel so bad for not remembering his name. Aaron and shit, man. He's a cool guy. I've heard him talk plenty. Why can't I think of his name right now? But do you talk to them? Might squeeze some dev time in if I can. How have you been? I've been pretty good. I've been, I think I'm kind of like in a relatively, not on the rails. The work I'm doing is really straightforward. It's like I'm just researching shit and copying and pasting these links in. It's necessary work. It isn't terribly challenging, and it's just really fun. So this has kind of kept me in a pretty good mood, and I've been streaming all the while. It was my friend's birthday the other day. We went and saw a really fucking awesome movie, Licorice Pizza. It was sick, and took a couple days off where I was just kind of hanging out. So I've been okay. Been hanging in there. Yes, old clocks only. Make the kids struggle. Right. No digital clocks. Even though I think they were maybe not digital, but we had the digit by digit clocks at this point, but I don't think I'm gonna put any of them in the game. I used to work with him directly when they started doing the animations. Danny. Fucking Danny. Yeah, cool guy. It's kind of funny, Frank. I feel like they don't need to teach them. Honestly, time has changed everything, even clocks. Oh man, my girlfriend is dying to see that movie. Oh, you guys should go see it. Go see it. Go catch, or fuck, I don't know where you are. Maybe they're not showing it where you are. I think like the whole country, it's only playing in like 3 places or something like that. We went out to West LA to go catch it in. They're doing like a 70 millimeter screening. 70 millimeter, I think they're projecting it in. Big old theater. It's, if you've seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, it's like across the street from the theater that Sharon Tate's character goes to. And they had a whole setup where it's like it's an old timey like pinball shop. Like you can go in, they're giving out like free merchandise, and like the whole place is set up to look like it's in the 1970s and stuff. It was right up my fucking alley. Here I am. Like I went home that day going like, God damn, I'm like so stuck in the past, man. It's like not even my past, I have the illusion of nostalgia. Show Danny Big Nuts Avedon. Yeah. Oh yeah, I've been to that one near the Amoeba record store, right? No, that's the ArcLight. The one I'm talking about is the I think it's called, well, there's the Regency Bruin, which is the one that Sharon Tate's character goes to. And then there is the one across from it, which I think is called the Regency Village, and that's the one we went to. And it's a single, it's a monoplex theater, so there's only one screen in the whole building. It's a nice big room, all old architecture and shit. It was fucking rad. I've been there before, but it was just like, that's the perfect venue to be watching a 70 millimeter print of Licorice Pizza. Like, so cool. Oh man, I miss LA. Also, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was amazing. Yeah, totally fun. Okay, so hats and display. Oh, come on. Gotta focus. No watches here. What did it look like when you went to go buy a watch in the 1960s? You know what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put and watches. I'm just going to put the watches in the jewelry shit. They'll just be in the same thing. 1960s watches store. Right, it's exactly that. It's the same thing. Okay. Dude, did you see that Casey Neistat tweet about LA? Kind of brutal, huh? I don't know. What did he say? I don't think so. I don't think I follow Casey Neistat. I almost worked with that guy though. My friend Max is like really tight with him. He's been in like his videos a bunch, and they've like made stuff together. And then one day he hit me up and he was like, "Can you can you meet me at an airfield and hop on a helicopter to go to, I think, Coachella with Casey Neistat?" And I was like, "I'm there, let's do it." And then I got there, and it was just like, because of traffic and all this other shit, he just had to split. Didn't make it in time. True story, I have done a fair amount of traveling in my life and originally came from California, and I've never been to LA. Wow. Frank, you should roll through. You know, I went to the Hollywood Christmas Parade. My stepdad is responsible for organizing the whole damn thing, basically. I'm sure there's plenty of other people involved in organizing it, but he does a lot of, like, you know, acquiring the celebrities and doing the logistics of like everybody's schedules and routes and security and all that kind of shit. So I was there last night, I think, was the Hollywood Christmas Parade. And, you know, it's crazy. I fucking hate that area. I hate Hollywood Boulevard. It's just disgusting to me. I went to school around there. You know, it's where corporate hegemony sort of gets, is at its most dense and overwhelming. And it's like the opposite of being inspired. Like it's such the inspiration killer. And so I hate that place, but just outside of this little bubble is still where so much of Hollywood's history is still preserved. All these old buildings, being able to see up in the hills where some of these like old restaurants and stuff are. And that stuff is inspiring, and I fucking love that stuff. And that got me super jazzed. And it was also because, like, I had watched Licorice Pizza the other night, where it's like, you know, they go to some old restaurant called like the something O'Cock or some shit like that, and it just reminds me of all these old restaurants that like I've been to out in the valley with like my mom and my stepdad and even just like me and friends going out to the valley, like earlier this year, going to like super classic restaurants that you see that, like, you know, Walt Disney's photos on the front in the lobby of like him eating a steak, you know, whatever, 80 years ago or some shit. And that kind of stuff is still really magical to me. And it's just crazy that it's like there's this little bubble, this strip of just ugh, but then just outside of that, it's like really magical still. Well, that's rad. He called LA a third world shithole. Oh, you know what? I think I did see that. I think I saw people responding to that. So surprising to hear from him. Yeah, that's a little... Yeah. People say stupid shit on Twitter. I'm sure I'm guilty of this as well. I must have said something stupid before. Whatever. It's yeah. Oh yeah, Hollywood Boulevard and Venice Beach. Venus Beach. Hollywood Boulevard and Venice Beach are not fun places to be, right? Venice Beach could be kind of cool for the just the weirdness of it. It is definitely a tourist hotspot, but also like a lot of really funky cats hang out there. I live 15 minutes away from Walt Disney's original studio in Kansas City. That's crazy. That's wild, man. I think about that place a lot. I always think about like his pre like big studio days, you know, before they like really hit it, when he was just kind of struggling, but like still in a new game. I was like, a lot of like indie devs are in that position right now, where it's like you're in a little venue, probably not even out of venue, probably just out of your apartment or whatever, and it's like, you know, humble beginnings. The building is being restored, right? That's cool. Yeah, I mean, he was dealing with something pretty shitty that happened to him, so I understand. Just surprising. Right, that makes sense. I've definitely have had really sort of hostile, petty, insensitive thoughts go through my head when I've been wronged as well. Yeah. As an animator, I dread the day I need to work for Disney because I know it's coming. They will own everything. Oof. Carve a little slice out for yourself, my man. Gotta start the new IP channels. Like who's a good example of this? I don't know. I see this all the time though. There's a lot of independent creators that have like made IPs that like stand on their own. They might sell out eventually, which is okay, I guess. You'll still have the originals of a lot of things. Game dev is the way. I'm out of the studio world. Man, I was just talking with some friends. When we went to go see Licorice Pizza, I got to saw my friend David Wynn. He's fucking one of the most brilliant actors I've ever known. And just before the movie and even after the movie, especially after the movie, he's egging me on. He's like, you got to make your movie, dude. Like, you got to do your big one. Your hometown piece. And man, that was a weird feeling that night because I had, you guys have probably heard me talk about this before, but like I haven't thought about cinema nearly as much as I used to. It's almost not, like, my thoughts about it are almost non-existent these days, and it's been like that for a while. And a lot of that is because of my feelings of like boredom of cinema, because of how exciting by contrast games are. But after seeing Licorice Pizza, it kind of awoke a beast again, and especially David egging me on because, like, he's really inspiring to me. Just knowing that he wants to do something. Yeah, I have to admit, the last couple of days were kind of like me not working on my game because, like, I was like watching Paul Thomas Anderson interviews and thinking about the movies I want to make. I hope this game does well enough. I was thinking, like, man, like if this game did well enough and it like gave me enough money to kind of like take some time off to like do a film, like a little film, like, would I even do that? Because then I would have to, put a bunch of other game dev stuff to the side, like maintaining all these other things. Because once you dip out of YouTube and you're not talking to people in the Discord anymore, it's like, I know some of y'all will be there, but like, a lot of people kind of just go, all right, and they forget. And then if I wanted to come back, or if I had to come back to that, and I've heard a lot of people kind of say that like that could feel like starting from square one. Yeah, there's I have a lot of weird feelings right now, artistically, but I'm still stoked for this game. So anyways, all right. What did I miss right here? Unpopular opinion: Disney is trash. Yeah, sure. I mean, mostly, yeah, their practices and ways of being and even their content can be trash. My friend Viv made Has-Been Hotel, and she worked 20-hour days just to make that happen, and I can't do that. I just can't. What's Has-Been Hotel? I can tell you know your shit with film. I have this controversial opinion, and it's that the next Wes Anderson and Tarantino's are game developers. Right. Yeah, the next like big rock star like creatives, artists are probably going to be game developers. It kind of already is like that. It is kind of going like that. We all have our own in each medium. Yeah, I have 20k subs and it might as well be 0. That's fucking interesting, man. That's exactly the kind of thing that I hear from people. Sorry for spamming the chat. Haha. No. Not at all. Frank says, I would play a game made in the style of a Wes Anderson film. I would play the hell out of that. What is a game that's like that? I can't think of any off the top of my head, but I know I've felt that before. So watches, check, cool. Now we're moving on to a stationery store. Yes, fucking 1960s. Actually, let's try a Getty, because you never know. Getty's a weird. Ah, shit, is this frozen? What the fuck? Getty Images. exit page. There we go. What do you call it? 1960s stationery. Yes. Oh wait, no, these aren't really stationery stores, huh? Oh shit, is Chrome shitting out on me again? No. Why can't I scroll? Huh, there we go. Yeah, because what studio is throwing money at indie directors to make their own movies? It doesn't happen anymore. Frank, Little Devil Inside that game, check it out. You know what is happening? Here's something that's interesting. What I think is actually pretty cool is that Marvel is getting a lot of directors to do their pictures. There's actually a lot of stuff like that. There's a lot of studios that are throwing money at kind of like prior indie darlings, and like a diverse crowd of indie darlings. The director of what is it? The Eternals. You know, she's what is she? What country does she come from? Eternals director. Chloe Zhao. Or is that Zhao or no, it's Zhao. Yeah. Chinese born. You know, and she does these like family pictures. Nomadland. And she's directing like a giant Marvel movie. Same thing with Taika Waititi. You know, he's from New Zealand, and I think like he's like his heritage too comes like not even just like, oh, okay, whatever, New Zealand, but then you find out like, well, it's like I think he's like of Aboriginal descent or something like that. Career, early life. Taika Waititi heritage. Waititi was the son of a Maori father who was an artist and a mother of a Russian Jewish descent. So yeah, and then there's you know, the dude who did Kong Skull Island. He also did like an indie darling picture, like just like some kids hanging out in the jungle. Kong was fucking sick. Taika Waititi's movies are fucking sick. Now Taika's doing a Lankal adaptation, the Jodorowsky comic based off of Dune. Just so that's like so many weird connections, but yeah, there's more examples of that too. The director of Black Panther, like there's a lot of examples like that. Frank, Little Devil Inside is that game. Check it out. Little Devil Inside. That sounds kind of familiar. What type of movie? B Dope says, what type of movie you want to shoot? Real life or animation? B Dope. I kept saying that the next thing I want to do is an animated series, but I don't know. Now I have a taste to go back to my live action shit. I might want to do a live action feature. I feel like that's a little bit more in the cards for me right now. Frank Reynolds says animation. Sweet, Mr. Chambers. Mr. Chambers says, yeah, but directors getting funded to make their own films like Wes Anderson and Tarantino, it seems like a thing of the past. Yeah, there's definitely no more, you know, what do you call it? The, like films of the middle class, like the mid-range budgets. You either have these really, really cheap pictures being made or like massive studio pictures being made. But there's also there's some distribution companies and there's a few people out there. It doesn't happen as much. Like I think that actually died a long time ago. That kind of thing died out in the 70s, or died out in like the 80s. Saw a little bit more happening in the 90s, but even then that was more like this weird kind of like private money. But studios funding medium to little pictures, that stopped like 40 years ago. So yeah, and even I say this every time a Paul Thomas Anderson movie comes out, like it's a fucking miracle, because even he has to like scrounge around to get not scrounge, it's not like he's desperate, but like getting an Inherent Vice made, he had to like hop around for money and shit like that. It's like, you know, he's lucky that he's kind of put his stamp on things, but he still even has to. It's not like a walk in the park for him to get a movie made either. Tarantino, it's a little easier, for sure. Wes as well. Yeah, and I think that's always kind of been the case. You have a few big players. Yeah. Recent games looks almost like a movie, like Kena Bridge of Spirits, and Unreal Engine 5 brings New Horizon to virtual cameras. So on. What do you guys think about that? You know, there's like really like amazing, super exciting things happening with games, new frontiers. I think I'm even making something that I've never seen made before, and like by a huge stretch. You know, like if I'm successful at doing it, if I'm successful at like sort of doing it well, like, or if people like it, that's what's open to interpretation. But like objectively, like I've scoured pretty hard for games that are like mine, and nobody's done this yet. That's a really hard thing to say for film. It's like if you want to do a film, like whatever idea you're proposing, odds are you could pull like some dozens of examples of people who did something very similar to what you're doing, even down to the type of story you're telling. Even if you're some super niche, like, you know, from a country, of a gender identity, of like a, you know, whatever genetic makeup, however you want to paint it, like it's at a point where there is like a huge saturation of films, of stories being told like that. And then like the technical aspects, there's still things that are like, yeah, it's like, it's hard to say that there's things that haven't been done with film yet. It's more about like the combination of, it's like taking all the things that have been done and putting them in combinations that are a little novel. And also just the value of telling your own story, right? Because like, even if something looks very similar, there's all, it's like, yeah, there's still some value in everybody's personal touch to make it something feel really unique. Like Licorice Pizza, it's like fucking, yeah, there's like a bunch of other things that I can say that are like it, but like actually there's nothing quite like that movie. And I could say that about a bunch of movies. And so that being said, about like kind of like how hard or easy it is to make something unique and exciting, what you're saying, be dope, about the whole like what is it, like virtual cameras and all that kind of stuff. Like they're probably going to end up merging a lot more. We'll probably see more of that kind of stuff. But like, I think that's about it. It's just going to be the tech that either helps people make the thing that they want happen a little more easily, or that's it. But they're two very separate mediums, and I think we're gonna there's still plenty more film. I think the best thing to remember is like there's so many people who don't play games, who don't give a shit about games. Old people and young people. There are so many young people who don't give a fuck about video games. And a lot of those young people will, in all the time that they're not playing video games, watch a TV show or watch a movie. So cinema is sticking around. And I think video games are just going to perpetuate the ease of use or the ease of access to it. Because of stuff like Unreal, it's like, all right, well, now some kid can like, you know, the Corridor crew hacked together their version of that whatever they call it, that digital projection stuff that they did on The Mandalorian and whatever other shows that they do that with. That being said, I love how Marvel is doing that. I just wish it wasn't all established IPs. Right. Like it would be nice if they were. Well, the thing is like those people will take all that fat cash that they're making off of Marvel movies and then go and put it back into their own films. And they'll also come back from having made those Marvel films with a sort of like gravitas that like agents and other private funding sources will go like, oh, let's give them money for their next like little thing. So Taika is fucking great. What We Do in the Shadows is one of my favorite comedies. I still haven't seen the movie. Or no, I still haven't seen the show. I've seen like the first half hour of the movie. B-Dope says, "Oh, hello from Russia. I don't think that you have accent. You sound so organic." Hi, B Dope. You're from Russia, right on. Yeah, because I guess I'm supposed to be modeling all this Russian shit right now. I don't think you have accent, organic accent. Me with an accent? I definitely have an accent. That sounds so organic. I'm too cynical, man. Don't listen to me. What's funny is the reason I'm into game dev is because of an interview with Matt Johnson. Oh, I fucking love Matt Johnson, where he said the game industry chumps movies and music combined. It does. Yeah, the amount of money made, right? There's like an interesting trajectory where it's like you could see movies going the way of books almost. Like books aren't gone. Only until like within the last decade do we see sort of some of the major bookstores kind of fade out, but there's still tons of little independent bookstores all around the world. And the amount of people writing books and the amount of books consumed and like money going through them is still like crazy high. Like it's just that books were never really the most profitable business to get into to begin with. So similarly, movies are in that position where the distribution methods have become also extremely accessible, and the methods of creation, right? So it's going in that direction where you could carve out your own little slice and kind of keep something going as long as you keep it within, a budget that you can manage off of the amount of sales that, I guess long story short, 1,000 True Fans, right? If you've never read the Kevin Calley article, he's a former editor of Wired magazine, and he made a really interesting article called 1,000 True Fans, which sort of explains the idea that, if you can get people to support you just once a year off of something that you make, you could kind of crank the numbers out in such a way that would mean that you could rely on just this handful of people. And they're adjustable numbers. So you either get a bunch of people who give you a little bit of money or a few people who give you a lot of money. And like, as long as you're making things that they really like and you're just giving them something super special that like you put like everything that is unique to you into it and like that's what they really, really want, then there could be this like really awesome symbiotic thing. And so it's like, it's in a weird way, it's like, I think less and less about like breaking into the industry or having like that super studio power. Of course, I wish I can have like millions of dollars at my disposal, but there's a lot of caveats with that, that I'm not into. Do I wish I can have that without caveats? Absolutely. But look at all the people who do have that without caveats and ask yourself if you want to make things like them. Because I don't want to make movies like Tarantino. I don't really want to make movies like Nolan, and I don't really even want to make movies like Denis Villeneuve. And those are kind of the main guys. They're the ones, other than your Roland Emmerich types, like those guys get as much money as they want to mostly do whatever they want, but none of them do the really wacky experimental shit like Paul Thomas Anderson does. And Paul he's kind of more of what I'd rather do. Wong Kar-wai, same thing. Not everybody's throwing money at that guy. He's more of a filmmaker that I would want to make films like, or I see more of what I do as things that those two guys do. Roy Andersson, same thing. He's a Swedish filmmaker. He's probably my favorite living filmmaker. He has to self-fund his movies. He gets a little bit of cash from the state because Sweden loves him because he's sort of their golden child, but it's mostly like these self-funded pictures and a handful of people that just really believe in his art. But it's mostly funded by all the commercials he does. He's been making commercials for decades and he just saves that money and puts it back into his own films. Making films like him, like studios don't want to put money into that. There's literally never been a single studio director who has done a project that I would say I would have been happy to have like been a part of, other than like PTA, Francis Ford Coppola at one point in his career, Marty Scorsese at one point in his career. A lot of dudes in the 70s, like I said, that was sort of the anomaly. There's a lot of money to go around that studios were just fucking like, do whatever you want. And that's sort of, that time is just gone. What else? And then Kubrick is the only other dude who is like that. I would say that he's the closest example to, he's the craziest anomaly. He made these massive studio pictures with complete creative control, and they were fucking weird. Like, they were very, very experimental pictures that didn't have some like beat by beat plot, and like weren't about like, oh, the character has to change and like hit these beats and shit. Like, all that, like, you watch his movies and everything written about him is praising the fact that they lack those things. But at the same time, they're these massive studio pictures. And there's everybody else that really did that. There's like a handful of people who did that here and there throughout the 70s. But Kubrick was the only one who's ever able to do it for his entire career. So yeah. Anyways, rambled and missed a bunch of this. Maybe I didn't miss that much. I dipped out of game development. I find that I really just prefer the art side of things. Once I get to coding, I end up losing interest in the project entirely. I hear that, man. I don't feel the same way. I actually get stoked to the tits on the programming, but I hear you in that whole thing of like, when you're in an art form that's like multidisciplinary, and then it kind of takes a while for you to realize like, oh, once I get to this one stage where it's like there's this specific type of creative energy that I need to have, like, and it's not there, it's like, yeah, I've been there, man. But that's dope that you get to channel that now through the parts that you do enjoy, right, in this project that you're making right now. So that's rad. Exactly, well put. I also love how you know Nirvana the band. Yeah, dude, Nirvana the band, the show, Matt Johnson, he's the fucking man. He's somebody, you know, who also is like, he's one of the last dudes that I can come up the top of my head that is also doing something really, really weird and sort of like untapped and very unique. Like, there are other people who are doing the faux documentary. It's not like it's a totally new genre, but he does it in such a way that is like, you know, it takes advantage of the things that maybe people like Sacha Baron Cohen or Eric Andre are doing, but to treat it seriously, like, whoa, like, that's so fucking cool. Operation Avalanche, it's funny, but it's mostly like a pretty like serious, like, it's kind of a thriller, you know, like, that's sick. That's such a wild way to make a film. For me, it's about hours spent, and I could do 4 hours a day in the movie and TV industry. I'm lazy. Yeah, I'm kind of getting to that point too, where it's like I haven't done a 12-hour day for like since the beginning of this year. I'm curious to see if that happens. You know, maybe we ebb and flow, right? So maybe you'll catch yourself really cranking, unless you mean for just, you're talking about like other people's stuff, like a job. It might be different for your own projects. I feel like I could talk about this subject for hours, and literally all I think about right now, the state of art and how you find your place in the fast changing world of it. Seriously, man. It's on my mind a lot too. Tarkovsky. But man, see, even Tarkovsky, when the Soviets were funding Tarkovsky's films, he had to dance around the subject matter. He couldn't instill his values outright into the films he was making. And there is some artfulness in that, right? Like, a lot of people have done that. You subvert the state by creating art that kind of uses loose analogies and metaphors, and that way you could speak to the people while living off the fat of the state that you're like talking shit against, right? Like, that's cool. Yeah, but he was coming also. It was like around that 60s, 70s time. The whole world might have been experiencing this thing. Also, just European films in general, right? Like, there's more money put into sort of, for lack of a better word, artful filmmaking outside of the US. That's why there are people who are giving Roy Andersson money. He's in Sweden, and like, yeah, there are people who are like, that's good. You know, we want, you know, they're fucking tired of America shipping over, you know, all of our Marvel pictures, because of course their children are going to want to eat it up. Even their adults, sure. But like, I know a lot of people are quite tired of that. By the way, I say this as somebody who wholeheartedly, absolutely loves all of the Russo bros Marvel pictures, and Taika's ones too, and the Shane Black Iron Man. Like, I cry my eyes out on Infinity War and Endgame without fail. If I put those movies on, I will cry. Like, and I'm not exaggerating. This is not colloquialism. Every time I have watched Endgame or Infinity War, I have like bawled my eyes out. And I've watched them both, or I've watched Infinity War at least like a dozen times, and Endgame like probably like 5 times. And maybe I haven't watched them in their entirety that much, but I'll skip around to all like the big moments. Often as like literally just like I need to purge tears, and then I'll watch a scene and then have a little moment of catharsis. Love that movie. Oh, I mean, the hours are why I'm over the film and I'm over the. Oh, I see. Sure. Yeah, it's quite exploitative. My friend is currently in the midst of that. He is a mixer. Well, you don't know him, but Cameron, the one who was on the live stream the other day, like 2 days ago, he's the one mixing the Memories of a Spy soundtrack. He was also there when we were recording the music. He did some vocals and some additional composition stuff for some of the music, and he's a sound technician at Larson, I believe, Larson Studios, who acquired Technicolor's sound department and stuff like that. Anyways, they're like a massive sound production company, post-production company, and he's very much in the middle of like, they were like recently there was all this like strike and stuff about unionizing. I don't know the details of it, but yeah, he's very much in the middle of that because the hours are very demanding, and people are fucking tired of that exact kind of thing. Shane Black is great. The Nice Guys didn't get the love reserved. I have to say I tried watching The Nice Guys and wasn't too about it. Okay. I'm gonna change the genre of music here. What do we got? Let's do. What do we do here? 1960s rock, because I think they play that stuff that sounds like Kraftwerk. Okay, cool. Yes, an animation studio here in ATL, the one that does Archer, just fired a ton of people over union shit. It's miserable. That's fucking gross, man. That is heavy shit. That's so terrible. Oops, this one. That's what I want. Okay. Done. Now, stationery store. Okay, so we were on stationery. I didn't get to this. Stationery store. Ooh. Did this not turn up with anything? Stationery store? Nope. Damn. What about like 1960s office supplies? No. Wait, am I still an editorial? Ah, that's why I'm not an editorial. How about this now? Stationery store. Come on. Where's this? Waterloo Station. Was I at Waterloo Station? Where the fuck? That's London. And even the people that are lucky to make their own shows just end up creating a work hell for themselves. I'm over it. And even wait, hold on. You know when you're reading a book and you're not actually reading, but your eyes go over the words? That's like literally what just happened. And even the people that are lucky to make their own shows just end up creating a work hell for themselves. Creating like a work hell for themselves. I'm over it. Yeah. You gotta find like a band. You gotta find a band of homies who are all about the same thing and, work together on something. Or get extraordinarily proficient at your tools. Sorry, my grammar is one tonight. And I think also my eyes, my reading comprehension is also bullshit tonight. No stationery store pictures. Oh, is this one? Okay. Oh, these are like really old though. Because what I'm thinking of is like 1960s. Oh, you know what? Hang on. There was a... What is it? Household appliances? There was the Mont Blanc store. Where would that be? Sports goods, gifts and souvenirs. Maybe it's in gifts and souvenirs. Here it is. What does this place look like? Aha. Okay, so they kind of have... It's a little strange. Supply store? Is that what you would call it? 1960s. A lot of these seem so much older. Frank Rose says, my grammar sucks every day. Me too. Me grammar, real bad, always the time. Very true. I'm interested to know your thoughts going forward and how you deal with the internal struggle of picking the right medium for your art. I'm at a point where I think basically I haven't picked a medium definitively, and instead it's just gonna be like a per project kind of thing. I think that's kind of what I'm imagining that this is gonna be like. Because I was even thinking the other day when we were making music, I was like, shit, man, like I still haven't sat down to like learn all the music theory stuff I wanted to do. I started taking music theory courses and started like working on my own compositions and stuff, but it's like I think the way I have to do things is like total immersion. Like I really kind of have to just go all in on something, or else if it feels like I'm neglecting or not sort of responsibly managing my projects. So I'm not doing music stuff right now. I'm not doing music composition stuff right now because it would feel stupid, because I know it's not the most important thing of what I'm doing right now. And that's why I'm collaborating more, and it's why I'm gonna wait to do music stuff by myself, like do my own personal and original compositions until the game is basically done, and then I'll consider going all in on music. And then if I wanted to make music for my game, I'll release like a patch that just adds it, so it's just supplemental and not like it's not some necessary component of the game. The necessary bits I'll do collaborations with people, so it's not all on me. And then as far as like what projects I'm doing for like film or games and stuff, like I think I'm starting to feel that now. I think I'm in the middle of kind of like, well, I'll see how this game does when it's done, and if I'm in a position to start on a film, then I will. But if I'm not, I'll probably just keep doing a game, or maybe take that time off to do music stuff. I used to be anti 3D, and now I'm ride and die for 3D. Yeah. Those Miyazaki fanboys, the Miyazaki stans, can go fuck themselves. Even that foo started getting turned on to digital stuff. It's so stupid. And even, like you hear Nolan, Tarantino's the worst. He's always on about like, shooting celluloid, that's the only real magic of cinema, and like digital doesn't have it or whatever. Like, what an old man, dude. Like, what an old fucking fart. That's why I like hearing Fincher talk about it. Fincher's still punk rock about shit. His films are like hyper formalized, formal and traditional, but he's still such a punk rock attitude. I'm the same way, but it gives me anxiety that I don't specialize, because what if things go tits up and I got to compete in the job market again? Mr. Chambers, what I think the real value in... So, like, I can't say this for you, but perhaps this is something that you could share sentiment with, and it's something that Cameron and I have talked about before. And I think Sunny probably to some degree shares sentiment with this as well, which is that, like, we were hired by our respective employers or clients because of our ability to problem solve. and to kind of do many things at the same time. And I think that's a lot of where the world is going right now. So I don't know, whatever that means to you, definitely get better at what you're doing, right? Like get smarter and stronger with your technical prowess. But you know, being sort of like having a having a variety of those skills will sort of inform each other in ways that just being all in on one doesn't. There's strengths and weaknesses to both. And they become very glaringly obvious when you put two people who are opposite in those regards, like next to each other. So it could be very complementary. What I'm trying to say is that people like us who have more than just one skill set and who aren't, what is it? This is all I'm going to say. In case you don't know this, that phrase, what is it? Jack of all trades, master of none. That phrase is usually thrown around as self-deprecating or as just an insult. What people don't realize is that there is another part of that phrase where it originally comes from. The full phrase is Jack of all trades, master of none is oft better than a master of one. So the phrase actually says, like, where it comes from, which I don't think is completely true, but it's like, just to really kind of put a pin in like that sentiment is like, yeah, it's probably better to be pretty good at a bunch of other things instead of being like super zeroed in on just one. Show. I'm the same way, but oh wait, no. But I'm making shit in Blender and having fun with pen testing. I'm a firm believer in that phrase. Right on. Pen testing? Oh, you mean like did you get are you on like a tablet? Oh wow, the unedited phrase is the opposite of how we use it. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. I learned that one from Freddie Wong. So shout out to Freddie Wong. Be versatile, mess around with all the things. Yeah, I mean, come on, man. Da Vinci. One of the proudest things that I've kind of like put out like personal press junket kind of shit was when they did that interview with me, and I got to tell them how I self-identify, and so the top of the interview, it says Stephen Scott Day, Renaissance dude, and I'm like, yeah. See, messing around with all of it. No, I hack shit. Oh, gotcha. My own shit. I have a Raspberry Pi set up. Oh, right on. Ooh, that's very interesting. That's very interesting. I haven't fucked around with Raspberry Pi yet. Oh, Pi. I can go for Pi. I really like... Oh, man. What time is it? 6:30? Okay. Let's do this. I want to knock out this stationary store shit, but I'm really starting to suspect that there's just not... not good like nobody was excited to walk into a stationery store at any point in time to take photos. Yeah, what does this have? Do we have any in here? There's like some in here. Open up that one. Nah. This? Nope. Learner shops? Nope. Nope. Oh, what's this? No more pictures though? Shit. Come on. I'm in some weird, hella local parts of the internet right now. The Winnetka Historical Society. Oh boy. goddamn, come on. Oh, you know what? Maybe. See, I'll finish going through these results. And then search like 1960s. Maybe they had a store back then. Shop. What do you fucking search? Like, pen shop? Ah, it's kind of close. Shopping for a pen. What was this one that I got? Archival bookstore. It's just a bookstore. I really wish I had more of this. This is fine. I'll take this one. Copy image address. We'll add in a row above. Call this building. And do... we'll just call this like shelves and cubbies. Shelves. Haha, you are a Renaissance dude. Yeah. I should get, that's probably what I should get tattooed. I'm always like, I would never get a tattoo, but and I test out scripts that I write in Python, and I make tools, and I attack the Raspberry Pi. Fuck, man, I'm scared of Python. And go. This song belongs in the background of a Hanna-Barbera cartoon. Did I miss it? Because it's not this one. Not this one. Dude, I was hearing... Oh, man. Okay. Getting so distracted because I'm so stoked on this lately. But, like, I was watching an interview with Paul Thomas Anderson where he was talking about these restaurants where these all these, like, old Hollywood celebrities would stop by. It's like a restaurant they would stop by on their way home from the studios. Because you would kind of have to go through this one neighborhood when you're leaving the sort of, I don't know, the part of the valley where all the studios are and going to this sort of suburb area. And in between there, I guess there's this classic restaurant. And he's saying that all these celebrities stop by. And it was just funny that he just mentioned that some of the guys that were swinging by there were all the old Hanna-Barbera animators. So you kind of have all these guys in the white button-ups with a black tie. And, like, that's just fucking cool, man. Like, how cool is that shit? The Hanna-Barbera guys just hanging out there. What do I have? I'm, like, in my room. It's like, oh, like, fucking... I saw this artist I look up to tweet about something. All right. Close this, and I'll close this. Actually, is there a bigger one? Did I? It'd be nice if I could find. Let's see, all sizes. Oops. How big is this one? 900. Nice. Show me. Nice. Here we go. This is the closest I've come. Okay. And call this more. God damn it. Come on. Fuck you, fingers. Oh my god, why can I not backspace this eye? There we go. More shelves. Alright, I'm on a roll here. Here we go. Let's get this shit out of the way. Gotta go to the gym tonight. Oh, is this another angle that I missed? That's a pretty good one. Come on. Yeah, my dude. Wait a minute. Why save image as? Fine. Desktop, save. And then images.google. And then upload image. Desktop. Is that where I saved it? Where the fuck is this? Show in folder. God damn it. Oh, interesting. It's one part of the image. Inspect. Is it made up of multiple images? Your tabs give me anxiety. Oh, you're telling me, dude. That's why when I was originally doing this whole spreadsheet shit, like by the time I got to Berlin, I had to do the process of like cleaning them out, like and just going one by one and saying, okay, that's what that could be, and that's what, because yeah. So this is manageable. Shit, why do these fucking websites gotta... Oh, maybe open image new tab. Is it the full baby? Nope. Whatever, I'll just use this. It would be cool if I could just... I swear to God, man. Image only. Nope. Okay. Cool system. Winnica Historical Society website. Very cool. Insert one row above. I'll put as even more shelves. Okay. And appliances. Oh, toy store. Okay, so we have, get rid of this and get rid of this and keep that, close that. Actually, keep it open just for tabs. Here we go. I think that's probably the best picture. Copy image address. Toy store. This one will be cylinder shelves. Tony Hamilton. Knock knock. Who's there? Is it Tony Hamilton? How's it going, Tony Hamilton? How you doing, man? Oh, baskets too. Cylinder shelves and baskets. Shelves and baskets. Oh shit. I'm excited to see what... Whoa. Is this what I've been looking for? No, it's like a hardware store, huh? Yeah. But now I'm looking for 1960s toy store. Toy store. There you go. There you go. I guess I'll look at some of these. What's goody? So you do music too, huh? Not right now, not too much, but I've done music like my whole life, basically. Yeah, but I'm leaving most of that to the boys these days. Cameron, Sonny, Ben. Gonna hit up Laszlo too to see if he wants to fuck around with all that. Can ask some other friends. I got my guitar, my bass, my keys. I used to have a violin, used to have a trumpet. I actually sold them just before the pandemic kicked off. Yeah, I love making music. I'm stoked to get back to it. Don't know when that'll be though. Okay, so that's all that stuff. What about Toy Store? Oh, you know what? Here, I'll do this. I'll do a quick plug. .bandcamp. Check it out. Bada bing, bada boom. This is all my old music. This first one's me rapping. This first one's electronic music, like electronic. I don't know how you describe this music. Like world music. This one is like all keys. It's sort of more melody stuff. It all kind of sounds like old synthesizer stuff though. This one is all sort of like poppy synth kind of stuff. This is some like hip hoppy sampleism, like really dirty kind of sampleism, kind of janky. This one is more dirty hip hop sampleism stuff. Like it's also kind of like funky and aggressive. This one's like light, kind of chill, lo-fi beats type of sampleism stuff. This one's like very drony electronic music. This one is like super drony electronic music, but more making use of like classical sort of, what are they called? Like those Catholic devotional artists like Henrik Gorecki and Arvo Part. LHC, this is like dancey, like super dancey, daft punky electronic type stuff. A little bit more drony though, a little sloppier. Tendon is, I don't know what these first two are. These are just, I don't know. These are their own thing. They're kind of like mashups. Yeah, this is all the music I used to make. I haven't done this kind of stuff in a long time. Noise. I use a Roly Lumi Keys block and Roly Light Pad block. Oh, like a launch pad, right? Like the little MIDI launch pads. I never got one of those. I always wanted to. They always look so pretty. I had an MPK 49. That's what I used for a lot. Now I sold that and got like a smaller key station, which is just keys and like a pitch shift and a single fader. Toy Store, 1960s. Okay, let's see. I'm seeing there was this one store, FAO Schwartz. Maybe I should search FAO Schwartz, because that's the kind of picture I'm getting in my head. Let's search FAO Schwartz. Now I gotta just really quick, really quick, want to just check the Wikipedia page. 1970s. Founded, wait, since 1862. Never mind. Holy shit. As Toy Bazaar. Wow. 160 fucking years ago. It's a 160-year-old toy store. I know Nintendo's actually kind of old too. Nintendo used to be a toy store. Images. 1960s. Shit, I wonder if you could just do in here. That's funny. You do see this one back here. Of course, you get big in there. I remember that was always the thing. When you go to FAO Schwartz, it's like, oh, now you could do the Tom Hanks thing. Ugh. Ugh. God, get this face. I honestly don't even want to be on these results anymore because this gross face. Let me see a sewer instead. Okay, much better. F.A.O. Schwartz, 1960s. Don't want to put up trees and shit. It's not supposed to be Christmas. This is what I think. Whenever I think of this playlist on Epidemic Sound, I always think of this. Shit sounds like Kraftwerk. So good. Pow, 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 pow. Maybe not the best. Maybe you search like vintage toy store. There aren't very many good pictures in there, huh? F.A.O. Schwartz toys? Like, you have to go to like a certain area of it? This is kind of what I'm looking for. Copy image address. Okay, we'll put this in here. Toys. Let's see, cars, bears. Oh, signage. How much progress have you made so far in the game? Mechanically, like programming stuff, it's probably at the major systems, it's like more than halfway done, but I think I'm giving myself permission to get lost in the weeds for all these little mini systems I want to put in. So it's like past the halfway done as far as all the major shit goes. The thing is, I'm also doing a major rehaul soon, so we'll see what breaks in the process. Like if I really wanted to force the game to an end, I would just finish modeling everything, and I would say the game would be closer to something like the 75% mark. And once everything was modeled, I would say actually honestly closer to like, yeah, like an 80-85% mark. Because then after that, it's like, okay, plug in the UI stuff and wrap up the rest of the game loop. Because a lot of the game loop is already there. But I really want to focus so much more on like the AI and the multiplayer and a lot of shit. So it's hard to give a definitive answer on that. I'm close to the halfway point. I think that's a good answer. Whether I'm a little bit behind it or a little bit past it, I'm unsure. That's amazing, man. If you're talking about the progress, I agree. Because and I think it's largely about this stuff, this whole art stuff. This has helped me put that into perspective. I was like, holy fuck, I'm a lot closer than I thought. Especially with Studio Tubinar helping me out. Like, we are zipping along the modeling process. And after that, oh yes. Man, that's like, it really is like, I think that's going to be my new workflow. I think from now on, when I get into big games, I'll do the little half modeling, half like the 90% programming, but 10% like modeling, but more like, using prototype asset stuff. I'll do that until I get to a good point where like I feel like I know the direction I want to go in. I don't even have to get the full game loop down, but I think after that, when I am like really inspired, once like pretty early on, I'm just gonna change it to like, okay, stop programming and just model everything. Just get all the modeling. I would even say like potentially the next time I have an idea that I feel really strongly about, before I even start getting to programming, I might just straight up go like, you know what? Let's just make the assets first. That sounds like really irresponsible, but like this game, I had like a pretty clear idea once I actually sat down and like drew plans out for it. And at that point, I feel like if I can get to that point again on another game idea, I would say like, don't program a single fucking thing. Just get to work on modeling assets, because at that point it just becomes like a toy box and it feels like you're playing with Legos. It's like, oh, now get that piece and like make it work, and then get that piece and then just make it do a thing. And it's like, oh shit, now it's just like, that's just it, you know? Like, I think that's a way more exciting way to work. So if you have a clear vision, like that might be for you. Break. I always worry about my games breaking when I add new tools and assets. Yeah, that's the thing, is like you gotta get to a point where like you really do know what you're doing, where you kind of know, you know, if you're adding a lot of new tools and assets to your project late in the game, I don't know. I don't feel good about that. I really don't feel good about adding new assets and tools like late in the game, unless it's like little things like, oh, it's a new weapon model or something, you know, that's fine. But like, especially new tools, like, nah, you like get to a point where you can open a project and install all your tools up front and then start programming it. I think that's a much sort of much more stable position to be in. You know, of course you can't tell the future on everything, but like, it honestly means just do smaller projects first, finish games and just figure out what it takes to make a game. Because once you've done that enough, you'll know how to open a project and put everything on it that you need already, or at least much closer to everything you need. You know, mitigate the odds of you having to import new tools is what I'm saying. Took a mini break from developing. I've been on Halo for the past 4 days. Right on. I've been very tempted. Chambers has been selling me on, or at one point was selling me on Halo Infinite, and then I had another friend hit me up. He didn't even hit me up. I was like, I saw on his little, you know, the little information bar, it says he's playing Halo Infinite. I was like, so I texted him. I was like, how's Halo Infinite, dude? Is it sick? And then he told me it's a wild ride. So I'm getting closer to trying it out. But I've been in the zone lately. And then on my downtime, I pop open Far Cry to study it. It's fun, but I also like am studying Far Cry because it's kind of like it's kind of the genre that I'm in. Yeah, man, your newest devlog made me want to go back to art assets so bad, but I gotta get enemies working. Yeah. I mean, you know, I think it's like the getting back to art assets. It's like definitely only take that route once you feel more competent in your programming skills, because then you're gonna flip flop back and forth a lot, you know. So I think you're making the right move. You know, get really comfortable programming. Then you'll feel more free to hop back and forth to get our assets and focus on our assets. You'll feel like excited, be like, well, yeah, once I'm done with this, I can hop back and like, you know, just go back to programming with confidence. I think you're doing the right thing. It's so damn good. That fucking, the devlog was so much fun. Thanks. Thank you. Dude, I wish I didn't love playing games so much. I'd have so much more work time. Yeah, it's hard. I mean, it's like you literally like, you gotta, there's no secret sauce. It's just you either say no to yourself or you don't, you know? Yeah, no secret sauce. It's really like, you could also turn it into a habit, you know? That's a trick. There's plenty of tools you could do. Tools you can use for yourself, like mental tools. I mean, turning it into a habit is a good one. Uninstalling games is also a good one. Or completely, you know, drowning out. This is maybe self-destructive advice, maybe not very healthy advice, but there's also drowning out the fire with oxygen type of situation where you just play it. You go, I'm gonna wake up tomorrow, and the first thing I'm gonna do before I even have breakfast is play video games. And I'm going to play this game all goddamn day. And I'm giving myself permission to play it for like 15 hours straight. And then hopefully by the end of that, you'll be so fucking done with it that your brain will kind of be ready and primed to go and actually not do that and instead work on your game. Maybe. I don't know. That's worked for me in the past. Yeah. Okay, cars, bears, and signage. So let me just make sure the gym doesn't close too early tonight. Okay, good. I'll try doing like a late night stream. That would be cool. If I could finish this page, go to the gym, have dinner, come back and do a late night session. Late night stream, that would be cool. Toy store. Oh, toy trains and stuff. Oh, and little animatronic. Ooh, I love this kind of shit. Copy image address. Sort of like themed decor and animatronics or mitronics. Animatronics, yeah, animatronics. That stuff. Make sure this opens to the right one. Yeah, it does. This is massive. I love this kind of shit. Oh, that's so cool. Definitely gonna put that in here. Okay, I think that's good for the toy store, because all I gotta do is make shelves, and then after that is when I can start actually coming up with like, oh, what do you put, like, what are we selling at the store? But since toys are not a priority right now, all I need is the store and the design of itself. Appliances. So, nah, because that's not a very good one, and neither is that. What do I want? What do I want? Appliance store. Appliance store, 1960s. Tony Hamilton says, gaming gives me that quick dopamine release versus the mega hit after my own development is finished. You know what, man? In my own all I can say is that in my own experience, finishing the thing while rewarding can't exactly say it gives me a mega hit of dopamine. And I think basically most of the time for me, I just have to I have to use my I statements. When I have finished films, when I have finished an album, when I have finished an animation, when I have finished even my games, when I'm doing game jams and stuff, I'm super excited when I finished it, but not really any more excited than when I was working on it. If you've watched any of my sort of like dev streams, because I guess it's all of it, right? Even these streams, right? You see I'm like, more often than not, like I'm stoked to the tits to be doing like basically all of this stuff. Whether it's doing this art direction, filling out a spreadsheet for me for this project is really fun. Doing the art when I'm actually in Blender is really fun. Doing the programming for the game is really fun. And that dopamine hit that I get doing all of these, it's pretty much the same even when I'm like playing it when the thing is done. And actually what's really weird is there's actually more of an empty space and a discomfort that I get from finishing games. And that's because it's really hard to shift gears from the mental space of having been doing that one thing for such an extended period of time. It's the same thing with films and music. It's like making a type of music for weeks on end and then being like, all right, well now that's done. Now there's no more of that to work on. Now I gotta do something else. That's a really weird thing that happens to your brain. Working on film projects, you're not, it's like you're in the room with the same people for many days in a row, for hours on end, in really like intimate, emotional circumstances. And then one day when the film is done, you don't have that anymore. So all these sort of things you might have heard about, you should look it up, but it's like postpartum depression for artists. And so I don't know. I just wanted to mention that because I don't want anybody to ever think that there's some magical thing that happens when you finish it where you're just like super duper happy. It's not to say that I'm not super duper happy when I finish it, but it's just the irony and maybe the clearer reality of the situation is that I'm basically that same level of happy the entire time, from when I am thinking of the game to when I'm working on it and all the way up until finishing it. And then, strangely enough, you get kind of, or have gotten kind of depressed, and a lot of people have gotten kind of depressed when they finish the thing, because it's like, well, it's kind of like you've had this amazing meal, and when you eat your last bite, it's like you're finished. Okay, there's nothing left. Like, oh damn, you know. Anyways, just wanted to throw it out there. Don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but I also do want to like clarify that is the reality of the thing. It's not some super magical thing. There's just too many good games, especially coming up. Holy crap! Halo, Elden Ring, Dying Light 2, Ragnarok, Breath of the Wild 2, Horizon Forbidden West. Oh my god, yeah, that's a lot. Thankfully, I'm not too excited about most of those. They all sound really good in theory, and I can imagine having fun for like an hour or so. Yeah. I am pretty lucky in that way, is that a lot of games actually, like most things don't quite hold my attention. You know, that's actually, okay, so I'm about to release a new episode of The Beating Heart Behind. It's with this guy, Jamie D. He's the creator of this game called Hellscreen, made entirely with Playmaker. And one of the topics of the conversation that we have is that, like, we both play plenty of games. Sure, we play plenty of games, but we were both sort of, like, confiding in each other in that, like, the most addicting game of all is game development. Like, that shit, it is really fucking addicting to make games. It is 10x stimulating over playing them, and we sort of confided in each other about that when we were talking about, like, oh, there's this feeling you get when you're playing a game and you've only been playing it for 5 minutes, and then you're like, oh, and then you just want to quit the game, and you do, and I have many times where I just quit the game and I open up Unity instead. You know, it's like, oh, like, no, okay, cool, like, that got me in the mood, and it's like, now I'm gonna do this other thing instead that's way more fun. So I think I'm kind of, I have a buff, you know. I've been blessed with a little buff where it's like, actually, games are really addicting, but like making games is fucking crack, bro. It's fucking crack. It's so fun. Loving the process is where it's at, man. Yeah, totally. It is like, it's insane. You could be out of energy. You could be sleep deprived and fucking so lethargic, but once you get in the zone for the thing that you love, like, working on, magically, like, where does this energy come from? It's insane. Sonny says, "Hello, what you doing?" Okay, so Sonny, what I'm doing is I'm wrapping up the art direction sort of list of assets that I need to model with Studio Tubinar for Moscow. DC is done, London is done, Paris is done, Berlin is done, Morocco is done, and the last one on the list is Moscow. Now, these aren't fully modeled. When I say done, I don't mean they're fully modeled. Only DC, London, and Paris are modeled. Like, currently Moscow looks like this, right? It's a bunch of gray boxes. And so today I am finishing up all of the art direction stuff, the research for what is actually going to take place in all of this, like because right now it's just gray boxy shit, you know. So that's what all this stuff is, and I'm about to finish. I think I'm just gonna get this appliance store in the park, and then I'm done, because the hotel's already done. So I'm gonna wrap this up right now, and I'm gonna go to the gym a little later, and I'm gonna come home and shower and have dinner, and then I'll hop on for a late night stream to hopefully just get back to modeling. So I'm gonna hop into Blender and start fucking around there. Thankfully, I'm not too excited about most of these. Was a big hammer drop. Yeah, I mean, they like Halo again. Like, it's like, yeah, that seems like fun. I can imagine having fun with my friends. Elden Ring, it's like I get excited about the thought of it, but like, I have a dogmatic rule for myself where I said I would beat Dark Souls 3 before I played any other Souls game. I've never played a Souls game other than Dark Souls 3. The only other one I'm even considering playing is Bloodborne, because of all the, like, it's like, I guess it's more on the nose, Eldritch Lovecraftian stuff. So Elden Ring, I think, is one of the most far away, unless like next year or 2 years from now or whenever the hell I beat Dark Souls 3 because I'm not even playing it anymore right now. But when I do get around to finishing Dark Souls 3, which I will, I'm promising myself, then if people are like, oh, Elden Ring is the more critically acclaimed, everyone loves it, way better than Bloodborne, like Bloodborne is stupid compared to this, then maybe I'd consider that. Or if they say that about literally any of the other, I forgot what the company's name is, but their games. So yeah, Elden Ring, it looks cool. I'm like, oh, that looks fucking rad. But like, I literally can't. I won't let myself. It's just a rule I've made for myself. Like, nope, I gotta, I gotta play Dark Souls 3. I'm not one of those people who like hops around and does like 10 minutes of this and 10 minutes of that, and then never gets the full picture of something. Like, I can't do that. It just doesn't feel right. Dying Light 2. Which one is that? Dying Light 2. Which one is this? Is this the Horde game? No. Yeah, I see pictures for this, and I don't know. It hasn't really yeah, for whatever reason it hasn't really struck me. Ragnarok, which one's that? Oh, I should just keep an incognito open, huh? Ragnarok. Is it with a C? Game? Ragnarok Online? Is this it? Is it this MMO thing? Is it an MMO? Yeah, MMO. Yeah, I also haven't really fucked around with MMOs. Wasn't so stoked, I had zero interest in what's that game that just came out? Everybody's playing it. It's an MMO. There's pirates. Not Sea of Thieves, because Sea of Thieves actually looks sick. And I guess that's not technically an MMO. What's that one? New World. Not really crazy about New World. Doesn't really have my interest either. Breath of the Wild 2. Not even done with Breath of the Wild 1. I'm not. So, yeah, definitely not going to get number 2. And I don't know if I'll ever finish the first Breath of the Wild. It's fun, but it hasn't... And there was a point where I was kind of hooked on it, but I was also really bored at that time. That sounds like a diss at it, but it was fun. From what I played. Horizon Forbidden West. Horizon Forbidden West. Just a second. It was my mother. Oh, the new Horizon game. Right. These games do look cool. I have to admit that the first one has my attention for sure. Yeah. I don't have a PS5 though. I have a PS4, I guess. I still haven't fired it up. My friend Harrison gave it to me. He gave me his PS4 earlier this year, but I haven't fired it up yet. I have it because PT is on it, and I do want to play that. Oh my god. So preferred. I hope I feel that way too soon. Right now, it's still scared of me, but I've always preferred being the dungeon master over the player. Right. So if that's your preference, then like it really probably does come down to your your what do you call it? Competence, right? When you start feeling good with the tools, when you're like, oh, like right now, I know anything that I come up with, game mechanic feature wise, I could do it. I just know for sure. Whatever the feature, whatever the mechanic, I know that I can make it happen. And once you get to that point, which can happen a lot faster than you think, especially with Playmaker, then yeah. I understand you completely about freaking out after you finish something that you've been working on for a while. It's like it became a lifestyle because you've been doing it for so long. Right. Yes, very much so. So it's like a piece of you is missing almost. Bloodborne is the best one, still to this day. I want to play it. I know it's a different flavor, though. I know it's like it's a different sort of universe or IP altogether, I guess, from like Dark Souls. And just from what I've heard, Dark Souls 3 is kind of like, if you're going to play a Dark Souls, a good one to go with is number 3. Or the best one by a lot of people's opinions. So I'm trying that out. And then if and when I do finish it, Bloodborne would be up next. It seems like Bloodborne does seem really cool. I'm going to catch up with the current time now. I've never played Dying Light. Is it hard? Wait. Is it hard like they say it is? Sorry. Yeah, I've never played it. God of War. I've never played Dying Light either. God of War is another one I've never played. Doing game dev right now while watching you. Right on. That's the shit. That's the shit. I haven't had that moment yet. I don't think I was doing game dev stuff at the time, or I was actually. But Brendan Chung used to do dev streams, and I hope he starts doing it again, because I would so tune into. I would stream my shit, working on my shit, while streaming his shit. Like I would have there would be a window here. I would have like Blendo Games stream. Just a little stream a year ago? Oh, no. Development streams. Just play all. Like if he was streaming again, I would do this. I would get super meta with it. Watching a guy working on his game while you watch a guy working on his game. These were so fucking fun. I love this shit. This stream has been super inspiring. Gonna go watch Mob Psycho with the lady. You have a rad night, Steven in chat. Thanks, Mr. Chambers. Thank you. You have an awesome night as well. Go watch Mob Psycho. Have a very good night. All right, I'm gonna get too caught up watching this, so I'm gonna close out this stream. All right, so let's see. What did I have? Oh, the appliance store. Okay. So I guess that means like, it's like TVs and radios too, because they should sell like phones and TVs, radios. Let's see. Where did I see those radios? Right here, just in color. I guess you would do something like this. It's only one page. What about 1960s appliance store? Watch Mr. Chambers' Game Grumps animations. Fucking hilarious. Love the style. I haven't left, so I saw that, Frank. Thanks, man. Yeah, you working on a new Games Grump animation is rad. Share it in the Discord. Just maybe put the link in like the general section when you're done, or in the cinema section. Nobody really fucks with that cinema section of the Discord. Maybe that's a good place to put it. But yeah, I'm curious to see what you make with that. Well, no problem, man. Keep up the awesome work. Agreed. Oh, this is kind of like a good format or a layout for an appliance store. The Oxford Street HMV store. Okay. Come on. Okay. So that's all like records. I'll take this and that's honestly it. No. That one too. Most of them are just records. Okay. Gramophone accessories. That's not what I'm looking for. This is kind of close. Okay. Copy image address. Appliances. Let's add a row in. Call this interior building. And this one is... Maybe that's not a good one. This is probably the best one. It's a weird thing to try to make displays. I'll call this appliance displays. Okay, shelves. It's basically just a bunch of shelves. Oops. What the fuck? Okay. So I think the thing to put on it though, like we have to put a few actual products. So maybe, oh yeah, and take this one. Copy image address. Circular display. Okay, and then 1960s radio. Oh, we have everything. Wait, do we? I'll put... Spy instruments, nice. I'll just put all these because it gave us little cameras and a radio. These ones too. Penkovsky and Wynne spy trial. Spy instruments from British and American intelligence services in Moscow on May 7th, 1963. Tony Hamilton says, oh my god, I meant, is Dark Souls hard like they say it is? I'm still behind making sure I heard your answers. Gotcha. Dark Souls is hard as shit. Yeah, no, it was actually really funny because I when I fired it up, I wasn't thinking about that. I've been told it a million times. If you ask me what's the one thing I know about the Dark Souls games, and I would say the difficulty. But when I fired it up, I was mostly just excited. I was like, oh, this world is really cool. The world building is nice. And I was like, oh yeah, let's go slash this motherfucker up. And then I go and I try fighting them, and they really hold your hand through how to fight in the beginning. And even with that, I was getting my ass handed to me. And then I got to the first boss, and I really did not know what to do. It probably took me like 20 minutes to beat the first boss. I just didn't think. I wasn't thinking to like duck and roll and all that shit. It was really funny. It was making me laugh. Like I was playing it, going like, "This is it. Like this is what else did I expect?" It's very, very difficult, for sure. Linked one of the latest ones I did in cinema. Cheers. Right on. I'll check it out. Peace out, Chambers. Okay, let's take this image address. I don't want to take these cameras because those aren't consumer cameras. It's just this radio. I'll take the radio. So let's say radio. And then not even gonna look at these. 1960s camera. Do I have to search? Because I already have a camera, right? I love that little camera in the game. SLR or camera supplies. Or how about like SLR? I already have a camera modeled, so I don't need to do that. What about like film rolls? I just want to see like a package of film. Film, celluloid. It's just gonna give me, oops, celluloid. I'm looking for something that's close. Here we go, right here. Boom. Yeah, this. Copy image address. Film roll. Package. Oops. Oh, these ones too. But these are for like range finders or some shit. I don't know where the actual like rolls of film are. 1960s roll of film. Yeah, I guess these are fine just to kind of... What's interesting is that going through each of these cities, I end up kind of making one of the sort of universal items that get used everywhere in the game. And here's where I finally make rolls of film. It took getting to Moscow. Copy image address. Both. Modders found mobile control settings in GTA Definitive Edition. Whoa, that's interesting. Broken Bones, sup? What's up, Broken Bones? What's up, my dude? What's going on? How you doing? I'm over here, about to finally fucking wrap up. Copy image address. Let's put it between these two. One roll. About to finally wrap up the spreadsheet for art directing Memories of a Spy for all the environments to a pretty high percentage of completion. I think that about does it for the supply store. So it's radio, film roll. Let's just do one more item so it's not just, let's see, insert one row above. I'll put cameras in there. I'll put the TVs in there. Actually, we already have a bunch of shit. Camera, TV, radio, record player. You know what? That place is good. Fucking appliances is good. Park. So now we're going to do, this is the last one on the list. Then I'm going to go gym, dinner, or gym, shower, dinner, and then second stream. It'll be a late night stream tonight. But let's see. There's this and this. We'll do 1960s Moscow Park. And to be quite honest, it is a total rip from whatchamacallit. Let's see. Russian Park from Queen's Gambit, when they're all playing chess in the park. It's funny because I wanted to do that. I wanted to put a park where they're playing chess in Moscow before Queen's Gambit was even a thing. And then Queen's Gambit came out and I saw that and I was just like, ah, shit. Now I should make my park look just like that, because they nailed it. Like, that's totally what I would imagine is like just a row of chess tables in the park. You know what I could do is like 1960s New York chess, because they had a very similar thing at the park. Lisa Lane. Is this like a... Is she like the real life Queen's Gambit person? Because she's like very like model-esque in all these other pictures, like they go to her home and stuff. New York chess, 1960s New York chess. Or what about like 1960s chess park? Doing good. Probably gonna go to bed soon. Gonna get back into learning Playmaker as well. Right on. I don't know if Broken Bones, I don't know if you've watched all of the Hutong tutorials, but we've been cranking out like a ton of pretty in-depth tutorials. Like, I think at this point, if somebody went through all of the 2021 tutorials, all the tutorials that Hutong has put out this year, like, you would have a really excellent understanding of Playmaker. And then after that, it's really just kind of like your imagination and your personal sort of problem solving skills. I mean, there's always still more to learn. That's why we're going to keep cranking out more tutorials. But I think, like, right now, it would get you to a really good place if you watched all those. Frank Reynolds says, I'm out for the night. Take it easy, Steven. All right, Frank. Thanks for swinging by, man. Glad to have you around. Stoked to see how you fit. What's her name? I forgot her name. But that woman, what did she do? What was the headline? Whatever. That woman who did something really cool, who also looked like a total badass. I hope that's going well. Good night, man. Tony Hamilton says, chess in the park reminds me of the movie scene in the beginning of a movie called A Bug's Life. Yeah, A Bug's Life. Was there chess in the... Oh, that's right. The old man playing chess. I remember him. Haven't checked in a bit. Thank you. Yeah. Definitely. You should honestly subscribe to them. Broken Bones. Subscribe to that Hutong channel. Get a little notification every time a new tutorial comes out. Do you guys still plan to bring out a mobile controls using Playmaker tutorial? It's very much on the menu. It is very much on the menu, and it's... If it doesn't... No promises. This is nobody sets dates on it. Don't get upset. Don't even tell other people I'm saying this, just because people start going, oh, but you said... Nah. But I think within first quarter of 2022, maybe... So at the beginning of next year, might be a good time for us to put out the mobile stuff. It's because I do have a few other tutorials that I want to put out, that we want to put out on the Hutong channel. And that's going to take at least the rest of December and then probably some of January. So sometime maybe February, I'll start talking with Alex about it now. I already have started talking about it with him, and the plan is, because like I need the crash course, and I also need the tools and stuff. Like I don't have any experience making mobile stuff, so they'll run me through it, and then while it's still fresh in my mind, while I'm still kind of in that like beginner's mindset, that's like the best time for me to make them into tutorials, like what I just learned, because that's when I'm able to kind of like present it in a way that makes sense to somebody who doesn't think about these things or hasn't learned any of it, that kind of stuff, if that makes sense. That's kind of how we try to approach it. So yeah, hopefully that comes soon next year, but I need to learn it, like straight up. I don't know how to do any of that shit. Never even tried it. I'm getting tired, so I'm going to head out. I'll stay longer next stream. See ya. All right, Broken Bones, have a very good night. I'll probably be doing modeling stuff later tonight, because I'm gonna try to wrap up this park right now, and then I'll be fucking done with this spreadsheet. Thanks for swinging by. Take your time, no rush. I still have the bootleg way of doing it. Sure. But that's the thing. I don't want you doing it the bootleg. Nobody wants you doing it the bootleg. I want you to do it the good way. So I'll try to find out the good way as soon as I can. But I'm glad to know that you're still able to do what you want. I can't do this table because that's the kind of table that I modeled for DC. Oh. Shit. I don't really have... Well, they are in Central Park. Fuck. I don't know why I made those tables that way. You know what? Park. I'll put trees. Insert one row above, and I'll put chess tables. Just use the one you already made, and then make that blue. Yeah. Okay. I think I'm going to save some of the details of how to do Moscow for when I actually get to modeling Moscow. Otherwise, that's it. completes all of the asset, art direction, reference, spreadsheet stuff is done. And now I can get back to modeling. So I'm gonna select the Paris tab, and I'm gonna go through all the models that Studio Tubinar sent me, and I'll check off all the ones that they've already finished up, and then I'll start knocking out some of my own. So I'll do that later tonight. I think it's likely that I will do that later tonight, but I also might just crash tonight and then get started in the morning. But I'm gonna try to do a late night stream tonight. I think that could be fun. Okay, so 3 party balls, nice. Thanks, Tony Hamilton. Yeah, it's a momentous occasion for sure. It feels good. So thanks to everybody who swung by tonight. We have Tony Hamilton, Broken Bones, Frank Reynolds, Mr. Chambers, Sunny. Who else swung by? I feel like that's right. B Dope was here talking about cinema earlier, and we had Dusty Wee in the chat. My Yoke is Heavy was the first one in. Thanks to everybody who swung by. I'm gonna like I said, I'm gonna try to pop in there tonight for a second round late night stream. We'll be all modeling, none of this research shit. If you've been bored by any of this, I'll finally get to the fun stuff. Is it all fun? It's all fun for me. So if you are tuning out, and if I don't catch you later tonight, take care of yourself. Drink lots of water. Stay nice and hydrated. Don't eat too much. Don't eat too little. Don't overconsume sugar. Make sure you're eating lots of vegetables. Get plenty of sleep, like 8 hours of sleep or 6 at the very, 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 very least. Spend time with the people that you love, your friends and family. Try to be in the same room as them. Get that FaceTime call in if you can't be in the same room with them. And be nice to yourself. All those little mean thoughts that go through your head that say mean things about you. Stop it, stop it, stop it. Love yourself. All right. I'll try to talk to you guys very, very soon. All right. Peace, peace, peace.